up, everybody? Good people.
This
This
is episode 85 redo.
episode, right? Episode 85, the redo.
They don't know that it's a redo.
No, that's that behind the scenes stuff we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're back, everybody. So the episode, first of all, this some of that podcast. I'm Coach Mo. We got Tease. Please, subscribe, like, share the podcast. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Please join the Facebook group if you're on Facebook, and follow the SOTSOTPOD page on Instagram.
All that good stuff.
All that good stuff. So um, today's show is going to be kind of condensed, but it's going to be like a 2 week all in one episode. But it's stuff to talk about.
A
Teach,
lot.
first of all, how was your last week, Tease?
My last week was
Yeah,
good.
last week.
Extremely busy,
Uh-huh.
but it was good. I know
Okay.
yours was busy too because you was celebrating your anniversary for
Wow.
like I'm like this. You finally back in the States.
It was. I put it like this: after you done, it was good, and then there's some bad. So go ahead. So go ahead.
Yeah. I had a good week. Had a good week.
Mhm.
Like I said, it was busy, but I had some lot of family stuff, going on.
Mhm.
So well, other than that, yeah, it was decent.
My last week was adventurous. It was our anniversary on a Sunday 2 weeks ago. So we celebrated that. We actually went out of town. Me and my wife, we celebrated 18 years of marriage, and
18 years.
we we decided to just get on a plane. We went to Nashville first. It's a city we never been to, never visited. Great city. We had a lot of fun. Great food too, Tees. There's some
Oh
really
yeah,
good, really good food in Nashville.
I've been a couple times. It's really good. Yeah.
It's a lot to do in Nashville, especially downtown Nashville. When you think of Tennessee, you'd be like, Tennessee, like it's the South, but that city is really modern. It's like a
Hmm.
smaller version of like a big city.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff to do. We stayed for one night in Nashville. We stayed at the Four Seasons. That was great. Shout out to those people at Four Seasons. They did an awesome job showing us love. So the next day we got up, we went downtown a little bit. Then we decided to drive to another part of Tennessee, which is Brownsville, which is where my mom's family's from. So we went to go see some of my family members. That was an enjoyable trip. Then we decided, okay, the day is not over, so we drove to Memphis. Drove to
Hmm.
Memphis to see one of my uncles and his wife who lives in Memphis. Hung out in Memphis for a little bit. Got a room in Memphis that night just to stay overnight. Got up the next morning. We flew to Atlanta. We flew to Atlanta on Tuesday. Got to Atlanta Tuesday morning. Great time. Hung out in Atlanta. Spent the whole day in Atlanta. Uh,
Yeah.
Atlanta's always a good time. We ended up get something to eat at the.
Never get to Atlanta for fun. I gotta go for
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, you really
I've
will
been for
have
work a
fun in
couple
Atlanta.
times, but I've never been to like party.
It's you. I always say this: you can go to Atlanta if you want to go to a party, which is fine, but there's a
Hmm.
lot to do besides party in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Um, we went to Ti's Trap City Cafe.
How was it?
Really good food.
Mm.
Really good food. We tried a number of things. It's a nice environment, a nice vibe in there. Um, Again, Atlanta, everybody's so nice. Um, the server was great. Like the barmaid was great. Like it was just a good experience. So we left Atlanta. So then we came home. So it was fun. Like we had a great time. But then as usual, life will life. You know how that is. So um, the trip got cut a little short. Things happen. I don't really want to get into details, but sometimes in life, when you think you're having a good time, or you just think you think all is well, it's always something that comes along, and you got to
Yes.
deal with it because you
Life
know,
be life.
and just to be quite honest, you're an adult.
Yeah.
It's that little saying like sometimes I wish I don't have to adult today. That shit is
Right.
real. That shit is real
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
For sure.
real.
A lot of the times, hell.
It is. And just family stuff happening, dealing with that. It didn't put a damper on the week. It's just that, you know, it's always something that's pulling at you
Mm-hmm.
when
It's
you're
always something.
it's always something. It is
Yeah.
always something. So, we was dealing with that. It was last week, it was fun, but it was also there's some situations we had. So
Yeah.
the good thing about it, I'm glad that I'm able to pod tonight just to kind
Mm-hmm.
of take my mind off things.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm on this intermittent fast that I started Monday. Um,
How will it be going for you?
I just completed day 3, and I ain't gonna lie, it's been rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's rough. It's a 12-hour fast. It's from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just drinking water in
Mm-hmm.
between those 12 hours, and it's been
Mm-hmm.
rough.
I've
I
been doing
will.
the same thing, kind of, bro. I've been doing the same thing.
The
I mean, I
mind
don't think
plays
it's
tricks on
not
you
as
too.
extreme as, but like I try to stop eating at 7.
Hmm.
And then well, most
Yeah,
days I do. I stop eating at 7 and I don't eat again until the morning.
yeah. I haven't for 3 straight days. I haven't eaten anything after 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Uh, the mind plays tricks on you because, um, again, you're trying to do right. You're trying to stay
Mhm.
disciplined, but yeah, you. I've never thought about tacos and Culvers and just
Yeah.
food so much since I'm doing this. So, but it's
Yeah.
been good though. It's today. Today was better than the first two
Mhm.
days.
It gets easier.
I'm
It gets
starting to see
easier.
that. I'm starting to see it gets a little easier.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what I'm gonna do on the weekend. But this I start off. My goal is to do 30 days of it.
Mhm.
So we'll see how the weekend goes. But I have an app that lets me know what to do. A certain amount of time. Like the goal, I have to drink 101 ounces of water
Mhm.
throughout the day. My goal is to lose. Let's see. I think I'm 19 pounds. So I'm down 5 pounds since Monday.
All right, bro.
But I've just been drinking water, and then when I do eat, it's funny. So soon as my alarm goes off at like 7,
Mhm.
I already have my food already, and you should see me. I just smash. It's it's like
Yeah,
it's
like you
really like I
starving, bro.
haven't eaten all day. That's what it's like. It's really like
That's
that.
hilarious.
Um, but then also on top of the fasting, I'm not on social media anymore. I'm off of social media for 30 days. Uh,
Okay.
Now that's been a little rough because it feels like I'm not a part of society anymore.
Mhm.
Feel like I don't know what's going on in the world.
Mhm.
So the only thing that comes to my phone now is like sports alerts from like Bleacher Report,
Mhm.
ESPN, or CNN. I mean, other than that, but I don't know what's being tweeted. I don't know what's going on IG. Like I don't know the
You missing
latest.
you
I don't
missing it
know.
out.
See, I don't know the latest topics on IG. I don't know the
Yeah.
latest men versus women, like what you bring to the table as topics. I don't know if that's been going on. So
That's the same, bro. That ain't changing.
I'm disconnected, but I think it's for the good because
It is.
I just found myself when I was when we was away, I was like, your phone gives you an update like every Sunday, like how many hours you spend on your phone, and like I was averaging like 12 hours. Like
Mhm.
that's way too much time. That's
Mhm.
way, but I know I'm on social media. Like,
Yeah.
when me and you we're content creators, so we own social media. Like we own
Mhm.
social media to engage
Yeah.
in conversation or just whatever. So I was like, man, I need to cut something out. So I decided to do that. So it's October 4th. It's been a little journey though. It's been a journey, tease. it ain't been easy, but I need to go through this though. So that's
Yeah,
that's what's been going on in my life.
I think that's good, bro. I mean, I've been I started working out again 3 weeks ago too. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to lose a whole bunch of weight. Mainly it's the crazy thing is because what's going on with me is really dealing with the fact I have high levels of inflammation in my body, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's causing for me to do a complete change of eating habits, and because inflammation affects your joints,
Yeah.
some days I just wake up in so much pain where I just
Oh wow.
people don't it's I know people that have dealt with this before, and
Mm-hmm.
it's draining, and it
Mm-hmm.
just you can't to realize, bro, so you can't do something as simple as open a bottle of juice. You don't realize how stuff take for granted, you know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid this long-term medication, so that's why I really been trying to stick to my diet and stick to working out, because it's crazy. Your body can do two things at the same time, whereas like the working out and becoming more active makes your body feel better. And
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, when you trying to lift weights and stuff like that, then you go through that kind of soreness, and then your body's sore from that. So it's got two things going on, but being more active has definitely helped. You know what I'm saying? I still got a long way to go, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to avoid being on I'm I'm like in my mind, bro, I'm like I'm 42. And I'll be like, I know things change as you get older, but I'm like, I ain't ready to be on those type of deep kind of medicines. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
I
Of
feel like
course.
then what I'm saying, like what's gonna happen when I'm 50 and then when I'm 60, if I
Yeah.
have to, I just have to. But if I could change my lifestyle, and
Mm-hmm.
let's see how that goes. That's why I was talking about, like, let's see how that goes first. I'm like, give me 3 months, and if I improve by then, okay, I'll get on the medicine. But if I've made significant improvement, then you know I'm gonna just stick to. I take about bro, at least about 8 supplements. I do, like, I got every kind of vitamin, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be healthy. So yeah, y'all follow us on our healthy journey. Y'all gonna see us in a couple months and be like, skin gonna be glowing and all that stuff. So
Hmm.
y'all
Yeah,
good.
and I've probably never really committed to drinking this much water before in my life, and man, I just know for a fact, like when you're drinking almost 100 ounces of water, the
And
one
this is
thing you
just juice for everybody knows. This is just
see
cranberry.
that I know what you said. Yeah, I know it's good for what you're going through, and that's
Yeah.
what it's for.
Yeah.
But man, your bladder will be working, man. I swear, man.
Oh
That's
yeah. Big
man,
time, bro. You be working
man.
overtime.
Your bladder, your bladder will not stop. And but I mean, we pod every week. We talk about everything. So I just feel like we try to be as transparent as we can be on this pod because I think it'd be like kind of hypocritical if like you be on a pod and you just feel like, hey, I'm gonna give my opinion about what others should do, but if I'm not living up to what I'm
Right.
saying, then what
Right.
what good are we? So
Right.
but we don't want to bore everybody with what we got, what's going on.
With our
Uh,
ailments.
yeah, with our ailments, we just trying to, we both just trying to live longer. You know,
That's right. That's right.
whatever whatever the time stamp is for us, we're just trying to live longer so we can make it.
I'm gonna live it the best. I want the best version of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just a few things that I feel like we should talk about. We're not going to talk about the Bears on this podcast anymore. That's over with.
Bad news bears is for
Yeah,
sure.
we're not talking
Yeah.
about the Bears. The Bulls about to start. NBA about to start. Uh,
Hmm. You think
Boston.
Lonzo gonna play?
No, he not. He done. He not playing. No. Real
uh,
quick. Abasi, TJ. When y'all listen to this pod, we got to talk. A few more weeks, the season start, and we got to get y'all we're gonna call it prediction sure to go wrong. So we're gonna talk about that. But I did find out. I saw that there was a big trade because I watch ESPN and Fox Sports every
Mhm.
day. So I saw the trade with when that came across the screen with Dame and the
Mhm.
Bucks, and then the trade with Drew Holiday and the Celtics.
What you
So
think about those, bro?
I like the trade with the Dame trade. I like the trade for all three teams involved. I think
Mhm.
all three teams got what they needed out of the trade. Um, I think Phoenix getting the big center, the Nurkic from Portland. I think that was huge for them because most likely if Phoenix runs against Denver in the playoffs, they need somebody to bang with Jokic because Aiton was clearly overmatched.
Mhm.
And then Aiden going to Portland. Portland's got a nice little young team.
Mhm.
I'm not saying they'll make the playoffs, but they got a nice little young team. Um, Milwaukee, hey, I mean, they got Dame Lillard. Now, I know he's not the defender like Drew Holiday, but that ain't why they traded for him for defense. So they got another superstar to put next to Giannis, and Milwaukee on paper. I picked Milwaukee to come out of East before the trade, and I'm going to stay with that pick because I like Giannis. I like Milwaukee. But the NBA, I can't wait, Tease. I can't wait.
Yeah, of all the sports, that's my favorite sport. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm um looking forward to this season. I'm definitely gonna hit some games this year.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably gonna be $2, so I can let me get them while they bad.
$2, $2
Yeah,
game.
get them while why they not that good. So I don't think they're gonna be doing nothing. I think I
Mm-mm.
don't the Bulls didn't make any moves.
They didn't make
So
any.
we
No, they
pretty
didn't.
much stayed where we were, and I think we're gonna
Yep.
be where we were
Yep.
the last couple of years. So
Yep.
unless the other teams experience some kind of big injury, or if throughout the season the Bulls make some changes before that deadline, which I just don't see it. The Bulls don't really ain't never been a team that really do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
they they haven't. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna watch them, and I'm gonna go to some games this year.
yeah,
Just because I like going, and I like Demar, I like Zach, like,
me too.
I like watching them, but I don't
They're
expect
both
much.
number twos.
They all number twos. That's right. That's
Yeah,
exactly what they are.
or
Number
threes.
two or
But
threes.
they
Yeah,
operating as number one. That's the problem.
yep.
You know.
And it's
Yeah.
and now the East just got better. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it, I'm gonna cheer for the Bulls. Like I don't hate the Bulls,
Always.
never have, but I'm gonna watch them. What else is going on? Oh, talk about. Well, I was gonna get into NFL, but kind of NFL. But I did see on YouTube. I saw Shannon Sharp's interview with Brittany Renner. I saw
Mhm.
that. Um, with first of all, I like what Shannon Sharp is doing in this media content space. Like I like what he's doing. He gonna get more people on his show that you're gonna be like, wow, okay, I didn't expect
Yeah.
it. But with Brittany Renner, people, I don't think people really realize where she came from. People think she just been around like as of recently, but I remember her in the early days of Twitter
Mhm.
when she was like 19 or 20 in college. She's a big time like All American soccer player, and I
Mhm.
remember on Twitter, I forget who it was, some celebrity had tweeted at her or something, and then that's how all this started. That's how her fame like started, whatever. I don't know if it was Trey Songz or somebody, but anyway, she's been around. She went viral because she said that she slept with I think 35 guys,
Something like that. Yeah. 30 something.
35,
34,
36,
35. Yeah.
35 guys, and I think she's only what 31,
Mhm.
30. So
Mhm.
she's not that old. She just came into her 30s. So her statement, it went viral. Everybody was saying how, um, you know, That's not a lot of bodies. People were saying, "Hey, there's a lot of bodies." Then of course the topic came up: does body count matter? And I feel like that has been asked on social media since the invention of social media. Um,
Mhm.
but I, as a man, I've never. If it came down to a female that I really liked, that I want to pursue, I wouldn't care about her body count. Like I wouldn't ask her body count.
Mhm.
Now, let me preface that by saying, if it's a female that I know um, has been in some circles with some people that I know, I may not pursue her in that way. And I think fellas understand what I'm trying to say. But if
Mhm.
there's a female that I'm pursuing, I'm feeling her, I like her, I'm not going to ask her to give me a number. Two reasons. One, to be quite honest, it probably really ain't none of my business. That's number one.
Right.
Secondly, she's probably not gonna give me the real number anyway. If I'm just gonna be totally frank,
That J. Cole man.
yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. She's probably not gonna give me the real number.
Yeah.
So, and for me, I really don't. It don't matter what you did before me, especially if me and you are rocking and we rocking towards a relationship. Like,
Mhm.
I know you in a damn virgin. That's number one.
Right.
Okay. So I don't really care about how many dudes you've been with per month or per year. Like, I think that's lame and corny to me.
Mhm.
Some might disagree, but I just grew up in the era where it's like, you know what? There's certain questions you don't ask a female that you want to rock with. All you do is ask her just to be respectful. If we out somewhere and if it's a dude, you used to smash or whatever, don't have me out here looking goofy. You know,
Right.
just give me the same respect that I give you. That's all. So that's how I took it from her going viral, and by her just saying 35 bodies, I mean, I don't know Brittany Renner like that. Who knows? She could be lying or whatever, but again, we only know her from her public relationships. Now she says she's had numerous one night stands, like 19 or whatever. She said that shit. So people can do the math all they want. Me, frankly, I really didn't care about what she's done in her past. Because at the end of the day, some dudes still don't want to smash. Hell, you saw what Rick Fox said. He wanted to be
Yeah.
36. So I mean, I
Yeah, a
mean,
bunch of them.
I
Yeah.
don't really think a dude. I don't think it matters to a dude when he's trying to smash. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. I don't think the funny thing, it was funny to see some of the guys, responses though, bro. Like,
Hmm.
I like all of a sudden, like 35 is not a big number, right? To
Right,
guys. So
right.
supposedly, that's what guys were saying supposedly on social media. And that just means that if she started sleeping with people, at 18, let's just say, that's just like, oh, she just slept with 2 or 3 new people a year, right? Like, I thought that was funny that guys were saying that because I'm like, I think it's because she's pretty. She got a nice body, and so she can get that pass. But if a normal girl from the neighborhood said that, y'all would be calling her a hoe. Y'all be calling her a hoe. Like y'all won't be saying it's just 2 or 3 new people a year because 2 or 3 new bodies for a 30-year-old is a lot a year. I mean, to me personally, in man world where men can sleep with countless women and don't even have lost count after 150, because I know people that have that that number.
Yeah.
Um, it's different, but it's we don't get that same grace to be like, oh, but I think because she's pretty and because guys still, like you said, still want to hit. Now all of a sudden it's no big deal. If I sat here and said, "Oh yeah, I had 35 and I'm 30," y'all would be like, "Oh, T's been around." She didn't had her
You
she didn't
just
have her
seasoned.
fair share.
We would just say you're seasoned. That's all.
I don't think so, bro. I don't believe that. I just definitely don't believe that. And I think too, I think I do think guys don't really want to know, but I ask you this though. If it was a girl you rocking with, and let's just say it came up somehow where you found out. Maybe you didn't ask her, right? Let's
Hmm.
just say you ran across a conversation she had, or somebody said, you found out she had 35 or more people that she slept with, would that change her perception of her?
Mm,
Would you still keep going, or would, like, you say you don't want, it's one thing to not know, but if you know,
I
would that
think
change?
I think personally, like if I knew the number in my mind, it probably would be like, I'd probably be like, damn, like in the back of my
Mm-hmm.
mind, like because I know a number. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. But this is why I said you shouldn't ask. Like
that's what I'm saying. But you didn't ask, but you found out somehow. Would you still keep rocking with her?
if I'm with her, I'll probably still rock with her. But then I might have to bring it up.
What
I
would
might
you
have to
ask
bring it
her?
up.
Like what? Like
I
bring
don't
what
know.
up?
I don't know what I would have to. I don't know how I would bring it up or what I would ask her. But I don't know if I would like bring up the number. But it just
Mhm.
it would be awkward because it's one thing to find out the number from somebody else or whatever, or you overhear it or see it, versus she just actually telling you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because now you win. Okay, what's truth? Her telling me the number or seeing it or hearing it from somebody else who know them. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So it's awkward. Those conversations are weird, and I think the younger generation are actually going to the table and asking that question. I think.
It's weird that they act, because they're a little more fluid and more free sexually than we were. And if we grew up and people had bodies, and they sleep, they starting real early, and they doing
Yeah,
lots of stuff real early, and for them to be 18 and had slept with 20 people, that ain't nothing, because
yeah.
it
It
ain't,
ain't.
it's a thing. They can go to the parties, and people, they have sex rooms, and like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
but I mean, because to me, like after 100, after 100 and 150 people, I mean, I think it's disgusting for me. To me, right? But I know people that's got way more than that, and I don't know how you do it, but people, normal guys do it.
and
Ain't just celebrity dudes. A lot of that. I mean, a lot of it happens when you're younger. You know what I'm saying? But it just that goes to show how guys view sex differently than women.
yeah, of course they do because I mean, just keep it real on the show. There's men out here married to females who quote unquote used to be a hoe.
Mm-hmm.
There's women married to guys who, like you said, probably slept with over 200 women,
Mm-hmm.
and they probably my age. But that just
Mm-hmm.
goes to show you through the course of those years how many women that they've slept with. And like you
Mm-hmm.
said, men view it differently than women. They just do.
Yeah.
But again, like I just feel like I don't know if that like if you a dude or you really like old girl and y'all rocking hard, you ask that question, you might get the answer that you probably really didn't want to know. And now the relationship fucked up. Now you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
look at her, it's totally different now. Now you're gonna think she's the
Mm-hmm.
whore of all mothers or whatever.
Absolutely.
You, and that's not even her. Just because she
Mm-hmm.
has sex. Sometimes she just has sex with a lot of different dudes. I don't know if that makes her a hoe. Maybe she
Mm-hmm.
just started young.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe, I mean, again, we look
Or she
at,
could have started late too.
or she started late.
Yeah.
And now she just, okay, she want to just be in a relationship now. I mean, it happens. Like, I don't know. Do you want to be like Derek Jackson and his ex-wife? She ain't never been with no other dudes but him. And then look how that turned out. His ass, he. I guess having the virgin wasn't cool enough for him because maybe she quote unquote wasn't experienced according to him. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's those type of conversations. I just feel like, look, if you really want the answer, then you ask it, but just know, be prepared because it might be a
Yeah.
number. Like if I ask you, Latisse, you know how many dudes you've been with, and I'm in my mind, I'm thinking you're finna say 9. But if you say, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I've been with 29," I'm a bit. That's gonna be like, "Well, damn, I was
Yeah.
way off." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the type of reaction you're gonna get.
Absolutely. That, and I agree with you, bro. You gotta be ready for that response, and you gotta be, prepared to whatever
Yeah.
you're gonna do next. That's why I won't ask. Like, I assume guys my age have, I assume they ran through. I do. I would just be real. Like, I assume guys our age just ran through. Like,
Oh shit.
I would just keep it real. Like, at some point, you know, probably, most men, I
Ran
shouldn't say
through.
most, but a lot of y'all,
Ran through.
y'all don't mind being community,
Woo!
cock. So, that's because, that's the societal norm for
Wait, wait,
guys.
wait. We don't mind being what?
Community cock. I'm just saying. You know how it is, bro. Like,
Oh man.
y'all be in y'all college years, y'all teenage
Oh
years,
man.
you know. And then sometimes some guys they don't reach their peak till they,
That's true
till they
too.
get till they get later. And so
That's
then
true
and
too.
then, and women too. I can't just say just guys, women too. But
That's true.
in relation to guys and me, I just assume, I have to assume anybody I meet at this age, they got bodies. And
Community penis.
and I'm hoping I hope I meet someone where he's at the tail end of his conquering a song wild oats. So hope that's the only thing you can hope for.
That's
Honestly,
true.
like,
That's true.
only thing you can hope for is that, that he got that out of the system. Because
That he's
otherwise,
that he's done being a cocksmith.
that he's done being a cocksmith. Yeah, that he's developed some kind of self
Oh
control
shit.
at this point. So
Oh
that's
my god, man.
that's my 2 cents.
No, but I I,
Yeah.
I agree, man. Like I mean, even with Brittany Renner, like, again, I think she is a transparent type female because I think now she knows
She getting the attention.
she's getting the attention, and
Mhm.
like I told you in the text, I really don't ever have to hear from her. Like, to me, because I don't. Again, she's one of
Yeah.
those people. Like, what does she do? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Right. She can go.
yeah. I mean, she's
She's
a
definitely
social.
not adding anything to society.
She doesn't. And again, the way she looks, I believe that's why people
That's what
put
it
a
is. She's
put a
pretty. Yeah.
microphone in front of her. Um,
Because they
yeah,
want to put another microphone in front of her.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, the
Yeah.
interview was candid. You could tell, like, just to wrap this part up, you could just tell that there's a big age difference between the two. Shannon's
Mm-hmm.
50 plus, she's just 30, and you could just tell, like, the age difference on the conversations. I
Mm-hmm.
thought Shannon tried to be a really good job of being an interviewer because he asked questions and then he was trying to bring context. But she's young, and you could just tell, like, hey,
Ain't
she
that damn
lived.
young. She's just a dingbat.
Yeah, yeah. She definitely kind of slow.
Yeah.
She definitely
Something
kind of
ain't
slow.
right with her. Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely kind of slow. But
Yeah.
again, when dudes see her, I don't think they care about her brains and her knowledge.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
um, the other thing I want to talk about, I had put this question in the group because I was thinking about it because I was watching something on TV, and the question was, when you meet somebody, um, and you guys working in a relationship, building toward a relationship before you get married or enter into a long term relationship, should you have a conversation about family values? For
Mm-hmm.
example, like, how important is it to have kids to you? Um, Holiday celebrations, your family upbringing, trauma,
Mm-hmm.
like those type of things. Because the example that I saw was someone was talking about Jenny May and
Mm-hmm.
and
Jeezy.
Jeezy, and supposedly, um, he didn't understand that there was this cultural difference or family value difference until they got married. So my thing was, well,
That's weird.
why would you marry somebody if you don't have an understanding of that? So as a female teach now, for that question is, should family values matter? to you, by you being your age now, being older, and when it comes to dating. So like, what are some of the things like you want to talk about immediately once you know, okay, we're starting to get serious?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the for me being my age with no kids, depending on the guy, if he's someone that's still looking to have kids,
Mm-hmm.
that's an honest conversation
It
that we
is.
have to have. That I'm at my age is it's it's highly unlikely that I'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to carry a child on my own. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, maybe the route of, you know, surrogacy, or having to do in vitro things like that, I would have to go through more than likely a lot to have a child at my age. So if that's something that he wants, that's he has to be okay with, maybe I'm not having kids. Maybe adoption is an option. You know what I'm saying? That kind of
Right.
stuff. I
Right.
talk about that stuff like that. Family values, like you said, that if we do have kids, how do you discipline? What kind of discipline style, that is, do you me being a Christian and maybe he not a Christian, you know what I'm saying? If you have
Mm-hmm.
a problem with me
Mm-hmm.
bringing our child up in church, you know what I'm saying? Things like that is it's important, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's important for me. So I don't know that I could have a child and not raise them with Christian values, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual values, you know what I'm saying? So, but if my husband is not, you know, a religious type person, he may feel differently. So that's
True.
kind of, that could bring contention, you know. And also too, I mean, it's a lot of stuff, bro. Just like you said, holidays, you know what I'm saying? Like, some women are big on holidays,
Yeah.
some guys can care
Yes.
less, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
if I
True.
want to celebrate Valentine's Day, is that gonna annoy you? I mean, will that, stuff like that, do you celebrate Christmas? Some people be like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't celebrate no pagan holidays,
Mm-hmm.
so you got to have those conversations, because I can't imagine having a child and being with somebody long term, and then now we having these conversations. That's late in the game.
It's too late to me.
I absolutely see that's would cause some
Right.
contention, would cause people to start heading for divorce, because then y'all weren't on the same page. Because you can be different. It's plenty of people. My grandfather. Probably the only time my grandfather went to church was when it was a funeral.
Mm. I
He
hear you.
ain't
Yeah,
never
I hear
went to
you. I
church.
hear you.
And he didn't grow up in church. He wasn't raised in church, and he wasn't like a Christian. He didn't get like acceptance of Christ. So he was old and finna die. You know what I'm saying? So, but him and my grandmother was married for 50 plus years.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a
So
long time, man.
that's
That's a
a
long
long
time.
time. They was married
Yeah.
for almost 60 years. They was really, they married till they both died. So, you know, I'm just saying to say that you can have differences, you know what I'm saying? It's just that has to be understood. You know what I'm saying? You have to respect that. Like, I can't, if my guy don't go to church, I can't be hounding him every Sunday. You come to church with me
Yeah.
today?
Yeah.
You gonna
Yeah.
serve the Lord today? Like, like
Go
I
praise the
can't.
Lord today.
You know what I'm saying? Coming there doing stuff like that, like, no. But yeah, that's it's important, very
I, I
important.
I think I honestly believe in my heart that it should be important because um I mean, okay, me and my wife been married 18 years. We've been together for like 22,
Hmm.
22, 21. But like you said, we're both different. She's from the south side of Chicago. I'm from the west side of Chicago.
It's a big difference.
That's a huge difference. That's almost like interracial marriage. But anyway, um, we the values we got are the same though, because she's big on family. I'm big on family. We both wanted to have kids. But I made it known to her is that, hey, I want to have kids, but I don't want just to have one of them be the only child. Because how I grew up, and I wish I had a brother and sister. So we
Mhm.
talked about all that. When we met, she talked about how she loved going to church. So I just thought, the synergy and the way things was lining up, this was like, okay, this is good to know. Because again, it'd be kind of hard to be with somebody, and if one of y'all, I'm not saying those are deal breakers, but like believing in God to me means something because it
Right.
lets me know that you have some type of moral uh,
Mm-hmm.
fiber
Foundation or yeah.
foundation. Like
Mm-hmm.
you kind of like know right from wrong, and then you also know that there's consequences. Like that's to me that's important. I mean, once you get past, I just feel like once you get past the surface, which is the looks, now you need to find out how this person thinks internally,
Absolutely.
how they feel about certain things. Like I don't give a hell if you was a Republican. I can look past that.
Yeah.
We probably gonna disagree on a lot of stuff fundamentally, but
Mm-hmm.
if there's other stuff about you that I like and I can jive with, then we cool. But
Yeah.
waiting until we get married to find out was damn, you don't really want to have no kids, or damn, like you really don't believe in religion, you're an atheist. Nah, I can't.
Mhm.
No, I can't. I think
Yeah.
that's the wrong way to go about a relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's definitely that's a to me that's an accident waiting to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
a that's an accident waiting to happen if y'all don't have conversations, those serious conversations. If you're building, you know what I'm saying? If you just dating somebody and y'all just dating casually, those conversations probably won't come up because you can't.
yeah.
But if you're dating casually and it don't come up, that ain't somebody you should be trying to marry then.
Hey,
You know what
hey,
I'm saying? So
yeah.
if you're dating for real, well, y'all dating with the purpose of trying to be together, then y'all got to have a conversation. You have to have those hard conversations.
Mm-hmm.
That's that you have to have it. Like, and I think as we get older, it should be easier to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you older, you set in your ways. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? A lot of times. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you gotta have that conversation because you may not, like you said, some stuff like right now, bro, you can, even though you different, you can deal with it. But some stuff might be a deal breaker for you at this point
True.
because
True.
that's just ain't it is just not gonna happen. So I don't understand how someone can get married and not have that conversation. That conversations about have kids and how we're raising kids. Like I don't know how we do that. You know what I'm saying at this stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're young, I can see some 20-year-olds making that mistake.
Right. Because you're
But I
young.
know 40-year-olds. We
That's what
shouldn't
I'm
be
saying.
that should be something we shouldn't be having. We should be making that kind of mistake at 40. I don't think so.
No. And
Yeah.
I think in your 40s, if you decide to get married, I feel like, all right, I figured out in my 20s what I wanted out of life. In my 30s, I got there. Now in my 40s, I'm here.
Hmm.
This is what I want to do. I know what I know what my mate should be, what type of mate I want. You know, the whole line. Everything should be checked off. There should be a few of them that you probably leave blank or whatever, but for the majority of it, you should have everything checked off. You shouldn't be 44 getting married and then 6 weeks after the marriage, you found out, oh man, my wife really don't like cooking. Like I
Right.
I think that's important.
Yeah. Well, she can't cook.
Or she can't right, all right, or she can cook. Like I feel
Yeah.
like that's important. But
Hmm.
okay, I'll throw you some bail. Even if she can't cook,
Hmm.
if she was to put forth an effort
Yeah.
or be willing to learn, or y'all are in a situation where okay, I can't cook, but I can hire somebody to cook for us until I figure out and teach myself. The effort
Hmm.
got to be there. But
Right.
again, that goes back to a conversation that should be
Absolutely.
had before we say I do.
Absolutely. I'm with you 1000%, bro.
Because you can't be one of these people that be like, oh, I ain't getting married if she don't suck dick. Oh, I ain't getting married if she don't swallow. Oh, I ain't getting married if she don't like to screw. Well, you should have the same conversation. Like, well, I ain't gonna get married to her if she's a fucking atheist, or
Right.
I ain't gonna marry her if man, she don't know how to pay her bills. Like, I
Right.
think all those conversations are just as important
Absolutely.
as
Absolutely.
trying to get your little penis hard or whatever.
Absolutely.
I'm being honest. I'm like
Yeah.
we see
Absolutely.
we see these conversations all the time about girl. If he don't eat no coochie, I can't be with him. It ain't never about girl. You know what?
Facts.
If he ain't no God fearing man or have some type of foundation, I don't want to be with him.
That
Cause
part.
he can ride you all. He can ride you out. But guess what? He had
Mhm.
no intentions of marrying you though.
Mhm. Yep. Absolutely. You preaching. Yeah, bro. That's facts though. Well, people just be talking, bro. Like that's what I be talking about. These internet conversations be be BS. That stuff that they be talking about on the internet.
They
That's not
do
what real people in
talk
relationships
about.
really care about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, it's more serious things that matter when you're in a relationship with somebody in long term. And like you said, if you're not having these real conversations, then you're not building a foundation, a strong foundation for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
true,
So, I don't at this point, at this stage in the game, anybody I'm dating, we have to be able to have those conversations.
true,
Hard
true.
conversations or not, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not gonna agree with everything, and that's okay. But
Yeah,
you gotta at least address the elephant in the room.
exactly.
Acting like it's not there is not going to make it disappear. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
you just gotta talk about that stuff, and whatever y'all gonna do. But acting like it's like people just be focused on trying to be with somebody, bro. That's what it is.
yeah,
They just want to have relationships. So they can say goals. They want the image of a
yeah.
good relationship, but they don't really want to have the work that goes behind having a
Yeah,
good relationship and having a solid relationship. It's not going to be from ignoring those type of things. Like
those type of things. Right.
you gotta address that stuff.
Yeah. People, it's the there's a process to that success.
Hmm.
So
It's work. It's
yeah,
work to have a solid relationship. You're constantly thinking about the good of y'all relationship together.
yeah.
What's making y'all team work. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about you. So people just want to be on there to post goals and me and Bay and
Mm-hmm.
post a picture with the emoji over the face, just
Mm-hmm.
like silly stuff, like just
Because
for attention.
on some real shit, it's a lot of married people, a lot of people that are together that are just roommates.
Hmm.
So you could just take that forever, whatever you want.
Hmm. And I
You know
definitely
what
don't
I'm
want
saying?
that, bro.
Exactly. That's
I
what
ain't
I'm
wait this
saying.
long. I ain't wait this long to get married to
That's what I'm
be with
saying.
a roommate. I just not no.
That's what I mean. It's a lot of people that's married because they have great sex, but after that,
Yeah,
there's really no other substance.
it's not because what you gonna do when either one of y'all can't juice no more?
I'm
I mean,
telling
it's
you,
gonna happen.
and it's
It's
and
gonna happen. So what you
it,
gonna do at 60 when both of y'all
it's
can't?
gonna happen.
Well,
It's
we
gonna
don't want to.
happen. It's gonna happen quicker for men than it does for women.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely. But
so
what happens, bro, when you get sick?
well, that's another thing because
You know,
when you do get ailments, a lot of stuff in your body don't work anymore, or it don't
absolutely.
work as the same as it used to.
Absolutely. And when you taking medications and stuff like that, it affects your libido. For
All
women,
right.
how women take medications, and it can change your sex drive. It can
Yeah.
change the way your body responds. It can
Yep.
dry you in, like you're not producing the lubricant. And then for guys, it can take away your sex drive, or
Mhm.
it can make it so you can't even uh get up when you want to. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro ain't gonna stand like he used to.
Yeah. So
He
it's just
just
like when
not.
those type of things happen, you better have something more to say. But then he rides you out, because he riding you out now. But you know, hey, at 60, it's gonna be different.
It's gonna be totally different because he ain't gonna be thinking about riding nothing.
Hell no.
That motherfucker he gonna be thinking about going to sleep.
He gonna be thinking about going to sleep. He trying to pay his
Shit.
numbers,
Play his play
want to
his
sit his
numbers.
sit in his recliner.
Play his numbers.
You know what it is, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's real though. But that's why I'm telling y'all, listen, I implore y'all, please get you somebody that's gonna love you, fellas. Get you somebody that's gonna love you. Cause I'm gonna say this every time I get a chance. The joint gonna stop working.
Hmm.
It's father times undefeated. He gonna
Yeah,
stop working, or
yeah.
he ain't gonna work like he used to work when you was 25, or
Right.
when you was even 35. He just
Hmm.
ain't gonna work like that no more. So get you somebody who love you for you, and yes, the sex was great, but now it's
Y'all
just
can y'all can reminisce on them
y'all
times.
can reminisce on it, talk
Yeah.
about it, or whatever. But because if she don't really love you, bro, if you can't really satisfy her no more, and she don't really love you, she gonna be giving you looks just of disgust for the
Hmm.
rest of your life, bro. So bring something more to the table than just your joint.
Cock.
Yeah, you again can't be a cocksmith all your life.
No. It's impossible. It's impossible. Don't
Oh
let Diddy
man,
fool y'all.
yeah, don't let trust me, please don't let Diddy fool y'all. Okay,
Diddy off that thing. Let me tell you something. He probably on cocaine and
Carisha know,
yeah.
she
He on
know,
all kind of pills. He on them 4-hour pills. Like, come on
right?
now.
That's what
It's
she know. Period. She know.
period. I mean, yeah. He be slanging. He got all them kids, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, he that stuff is dangerous too though. So you gotta be careful with that.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Um, I saw what your boy Terrell Owens said last week. I saw his little interview. Matter of fact, it was with who was he
Ocho,
with?
was it?
Ocho. Yeah, it was with Ocho.
Yeah.
I saw his
It's the
interview.
Ocho episode. Episode
Ocho
85.
Ocho and Shannon is hilarious. I like
Yeah.
they vibe together. That's a good mix. But yeah, Terrell Owens said, for those who don't know, Terrell Owens used to play for the NFL, used to be with the Dallas Cowboys, 49ers, and the Eagles. He in the Hall of Fame receiver. Grew up in the South. So he was saying that, when he was growing up, black girls teased him growing up. They called him ugly, whatever, because, he's a real dark skinned brother. So as we all know, back in them early 80s and 90s, if you was dark skinned, especially a dude, you wasn't in, you know what I mean? You wasn't in. So he said he got teased growing up, and that's why he preferred to date white girls.
He said
So
he tried to date black girls. What he
yeah, he
said.
said he tried to take, and I don't think he lied. I do think he tried. However, the part that really grinded my gears is the whole. That's why he dates white girls. So again, I hate when brothers say that when they have rough childhoods. Because listen, we all know kids can be mean.
Sure.
we
They
know
are
that
mean. They were definitely mean in the
kids
80s.
can be mean. And
Yeah.
teach you a female, and girls growing up can be mean as shit too. Back in the day, they can say some hurtful things.
Absolutely.
But my thing with Terrell is, did you really try to date black girls even when you
No.
became to? That's
No.
my thing. Did you really
No.
try to date them then? You know what I'm saying? So
And did the white girl try to date you back then? No.
exactly. I think what it was, and I tell you this all the time. I said when he became a star, he started being in rooms with people that look, a certain way, being around certain type of people, and I think that's when he got, oh my God, I love white women. I think that's where he's at now, because I've heard females say, "Oh, he's nice looking." I've heard females say he's sexy. So, and maybe it's because it's T.O. now versus Terrell Owens back in the day. And I get, and to me, I feel like he's still not over it, because when I see him talk about certain things, I feel like he's still not over it. And I think that's one of them, that he's still not over it. And that may have been some trauma to him growing up.
Absolutely.
What did you think about when you heard him talk about that?
I thought the same thing, bro. I think growing up in the 80s, if you was dark skinned in part of the 90s, the 90s they kind of came out of it, like dark skin started becoming a thing.
Yeah.
But like if you grew up in the 80s, and like you said, kids were mean. And at that time it was always about, light fair skinned people. And if you were, that was the standard of beauty. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a lot of dark sisters on covers, and you know what I'm saying, and it wasn't dark brothers either. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like
True.
there was always this thing about dark skinned people were always looked at as kind of like rougher around the edges. You know what I'm saying? So
And you being nice. You being nice. Yep.
yeah,
You're
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
You're right.
We ain't have that. And I got called a lot of names just from being dark in grammar school too. And I had a complex when I was younger about that, because I always felt like the light skinned girls with the long hair got all the attention and all that stuff. And it
and the
makes you feel away.
boys.
So I can relate to what he's saying,
Hmm.
but at the same time, I never it never made me say like I didn't want to date black boys no more
Right.
because black boys only liked dark skinned girls. It gave me a complex, but um, he's an athlete too, so I think it's different for him because now that he's an athlete and he made money. Like you say, he's in different crowds now. So now you're around all these white girls, and all these white girls is telling you how great you are because first of all, they have this little fetish already for black men. But then now you're a black man with money, they definitely gonna put it on. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um I think it's nothing to it's nothing like a strong, black couple relationship. And I don't think he tried. I think that the easy route was the white girls loved him and he went with that. And I think
True.
I think some athletes, bro, still go through that complex of, like that that having that white girl on your arm makes you feel like you even made it even more. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Especially
yeah.
if he had that trauma growing up, you know what I'm saying, and being poor and then being made fun of. So now not only do you got money, but then now you got quote unquote these white chicks that everybody want. You know what I'm saying? So now you're really feeling yourself. So I think it's a status thing too. So
Yes. Yes.
I you can tell he definitely has not even with the complexion thing, but he hasn't dealt with a lot of I think his childhood trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Nope.
can tell a lot of stuff he talks about that he ain't really he got a lot to work out. So I think it's a cop out, you know what I'm saying? But at the
It's a
same time
place to come out.
I get it. I absolutely think, I don't think he's lying about the making fun of part. I just think to just because of that to be like now I'm done dating black girls. Like I don't know. I don't know about that. Like that I think it's a lot of black girls that would have still loved on you. You know what I'm saying?
I think so too. I
Yeah.
do. I do. I've actually seen him say, stuff about him. Like, but I don't know.
Especially now, they probably would put a boot. It would get him a good black girl. Now it would be a do a lot for him. I think. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think I think that's what he need because a black woman who understands truly what a black man is going through, and if you get you a good supportive one, like you just said, like it's nothing better than that. So
He need a seasoned sister.
he do a seasoned sister that ain't trying to come after his money, that don't care
Nope.
nothing about his money. You know what
Nope.
I'm saying? That just want to support, and see a black man uplifted. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's what
And
he
they out
needs.
there, Daryl. You just got to find them
They out there
for real.
just stop going to Sunday's brunch and look for them ones that like sexy red and shit. Stop them. Them ain't the ones. Them ain't the ones he want.
Oh, I can't wait till
You know
she
what I'm saying?
go.
Them ain't the ones. Well, that's the hold on. That's gonna be the last topic for the night because I saw what you put in the group chat. Now I don't know nothing
Yeah,
about this because
yeah,
it must have been on social media, but we're
yeah,
gonna get to that. But um, To, I'm gonna say this about To. He's a guy that I've always felt like he's been socially awkward,
mm-hmm,
um, and but he's always been a jock. He's always been, just a hell of a football or athlete. But I always felt like he was socially awkward, and which is why I think he had trouble adjusting to life after football.
yeah,
Uh, he really couldn't do the media thing correctly. Um, I know. You remember when he had that reality show? I
yeah.
think
I
it was
watched
on.
it.
I think it was on VH1 or MTV or whatever
Mm-hmm.
it was.
Yeah,
And
he had the two cheetahs.
he was dating a
Yeah.
white girl,
Mm-hmm.
and then he had the two sisters that was like his PR, his
Yeah, they like his
whatever.
best friends. They was like
Yeah,
his manager and like I think publicist. Yeah.
and they talked about like, hey, how he had trouble when it come to dating. And
Mm-hmm.
and my thing was, I wonder did they ever try to hook him up with black girls?
I'm sure they did.
You know what
I'm
I'm
sure they
saying?
did. I'm sure they did.
Because they was living in Atlanta at the time when he did that show, if I remember correctly.
I
Uh,
can't remember, but yeah, I'm sure they did.
okay.
I think they tried to make him like you said. He's socially awkward, and even though he's black, he has a disconnect from the community for some reason. I
He
can't
does.
explain it. He has a disconnect, and I think when he had got into it with Stephen A about
Oh
him
God.
saying that
Yeah.
uh Max is blacker than you. You know what I'm
He,
saying?
he can
I ain't
come
a
to the
Stephen A.
barbecue.
Yeah, Stephen. I ain't no Stephen A. Smith fan, but that's just something silly to say. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think he's more comfortable with white people because I don't, like I said, I don't doubt for a second that he probably was picked on a lot, being funny looking dark skinned boy
Hmm.
in the South. So, he probably disassociated himself from his upbringing. And that's what it seems like, you know what I'm saying? And that's a trauma that he has to work through. I don't want to
Yeah.
dismiss it and be
Yeah.
like he making the excuse that's why he dated. I think it's a real thing. I think, you know, people are mean. And sometimes people in your community are mean.
It's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? They turn
It's
on you.
true.
So I can I can't take it and be like what he's saying ain't his real feelings. But at the same time,
That's true.
you got to get past you have to want to get past that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So yeah.
Oh, last thing. Okay. Please explain to the people. You put in the text that um I guess it was a Complex magazine or who was it? And
She was getting interviewed by that guy, dang, what's his name? Um I think what's his name? He used to be on the Real World, but
oh, okay.
he got a popular podcast now. His name is Theo.
Oh,
Well, I
okay.
forgot his name. I
Okay.
can't remember his name. His white dude.
Okay.
I can't think of the name of his podcast, but it's a popular podcast.
Now, what
Um,
did he ask Sexy Red?
I don't even remember what he asked her specifically, but Trump came up
Oh.
and she said that she loved Trump. She said I love Trump, especially because he got people out of jail. She was like he gave us that $1,400, and she was like, so I mess with him, people we and nobody else gave us no money, no free money. She was like, Biden didn't give us no money or something like that. So she was like, yeah, I love Trump. So that's been going viral on the internet of her saying that Trump gave us $1,400. And it's just it's sad. Okay, because not just for her to say that, but when I hear people say that Trump gave us money, it's like you do know that that's a Congress thing, right? Like Congress had to approve the stimulus, right? The president cannot pay checks to you. Congress has to do that. So that's your senator, those your representatives. Congress has to vote on that. So I don't understand. It just behooves me that black people say that, and that's their basis for saying they like Trump. I'm like, you do know Trump don't care about you, right? He don't care about you, not just because you're black. He don't care about black people. We know that from his past, but he don't care about poor people.
No, thank you.
He don't
Hey,
care about people
hey,
who don't
give
have
yourself a
money.
hand claps for
I
that.
don't
Give
even
yourself a hand clap.
understand.
Yeah, for
There
real.
we go. I mean, I don't understand that, and I'm like, and everything Trump does is for self uh promotion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
he's not doing it out the goodness of his heart, like to let go of some of the people that he pardoned and stuff like that. Well, they should have been in jail anyway. So good. But he's smart enough to know that I can't pardon my friends and not pardon other people. So I gotta pardon other folks too, so it won't look so it can look like I'm fair minded. Like people have to. That's just common sense,
Yeah.
clear as day. Like he ain't gonna be like I'm gonna pardon. I'm gonna pardon. What's his name? Who's our governor name?
Blagojevich.
Blagojevich, right? Of example, I'm gonna pardon Blagojevich, and then there's 20 other black dudes that's in jail for 20 years for crack in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like, which
Mm-hmm.
is silly. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta do. But that's a wrong that should have been right anyway. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
They give him too much credit, for which is just weird to me. Like, I'm not. You know me, bro. I ain't a Democrat Republican type person where Democrats irritate me just as much as Republicans do because it's all a smokescreen to me. But you know, I don't politics is what they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a lot of these politicians don't care about you. So I don't understand
They don't.
how
They
he's
don't.
convinced poor black people because he gave you a check, because the Congress gave you a check for $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which, considering how much money people needed during COVID, people that's not working, that wasn't really nothing. They
That's
finna
not.
get immigrants way more money than that.
That's not a lot of money, and
Bro,
but
at one time, they finna get immigrants who have not paid into, who have not put a dime into our economy. They're getting ready to pay their rent. They're getting ready to give them stipends. They're getting ready to give them food. And you come
Mhm.
off from Trump, pay you $1,200, like, that's silly.
It's very silly.
That's silly. This
And
is
I
this is
and the fact that you said that she said that he pardoned people, he pardoned black people. It just, I'm sorry, she's a plant. She's a plant, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm gonna keep saying this. The stuff she says, I'm sorry, black people.
so ignorant.
You can get mad at me all you want, whatever. She says ignorant shit. It's one thing to say ignorant shit every now and then, but everything that comes out her mouth is ignorant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ignorant, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's sad because she's one of many other black people who feel like Trump, you know, he ain't no racist because he pardoned black people. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah. He's not a racist because you just didn't hear him call somebody a nigger, so you just think he's
Right.
racist. But I mean, that's a lot of people in the households right now who call black people on TV niggas. We just don't hear it out loud. We don't know if
Right.
they're, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I, she's a plant tease,
Yeah.
and I still say her shit is gonna run out. It's gonna run out
I can't
eventually.
wait till we do,
It's
bro.
gonna run out. But I don't have to hear her talk about
I don't have to see her
just
anymore.
just make your trash ass, ghetto ass, hood ass, Sunday brunch ass raps. But we don't need you to be talking on politics because the shit,
No.
nothing she says has any substance.
Nothing, bro.
Nothing.
Uh,
Nothing.
she said she got you might not have seen this, but she got a lip gloss line coming out.
Yeah, you
That's
see the names of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell the folks the names, bro.
She has lip glosses coming out and they're named after venereal diseases.
And her Pound Town song.
And her Pound Town song, yes.
Yeah. She said she got green gonorrhea,
Green gonorrhea, yes. I saw
booty
that.
hole brown,
Woody Hole Brown, yes.
pussy pink. I don't even remember. I'm just startled. Like, who is wearing booty hole brown on their lips?
Who who would wear
Who wearing
gonorrhea
gonorrhea?
green? Like
Are you dumb? Like, it's just like, is this real? Like, bro, it's just like she like an episode of like A Living Color.
she's a plant, I'm telling you. She has to be.
Right.
She's from St. Louis. She's gotta be a plant, man.
Bro, we
Gotta be.
got to do better as a community of ignoring these people. Like, we can't support, like, this is just ignorant. Like, I support our artists freedom and expression and differences, but this is just pure ignorant. Lip gloss booty hole brown.
Gonorrhea green.
Are you kidding me? Like,
Girl, if you don't get your little ugly ass out of here, show us some gonorrhea. Come on, man.
it's the
Oh
dumbest
my
thing I've
God.
ever, like, literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I couldn't, and she's explaining it like she is just not bright at all.
Listen, listeners, I listen, listeners, please comment about what you think about Sexy Red. Don't comment about the music. Just comment about like her brand. Like
Mm-hmm.
people talk about, Cardi raps about the same thing, blah blah blah. But Cardi is a brand. Cardi is getting checks from Pepsi and McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Cardi's getting checked from Apple. Like Cardi is a brand. Like
Cardi
Nicki
is married
Minaj.
with kids.
Nicki Minaj is a brand. She's
Mm-hmm.
people people are giving her checks to endorse her stuff. Like, I don't know. I try to stay out of this because I don't want to sound like the male hater because she's a female rapper. But I'm sorry. I like female rappers, but the shit she rapping about, I can't get down with. I just can't. I can't. Can't get jiggy with this shit, man. I just can't. So, listeners, please comment and let us know what you think about Sexy Red. And again, we're not trying to make this a political show. You can vote for whoever you vote for, but please just know facts. Just don't say you like a guy because he gave you money. Like you,
he didn't give you
sound
money.
like this. Right? Well, like, what if he didn't give you money? Like, you ain't gonna like him? That's what I'm saying. Like,
hell, George Bush gave us money too.
He did.
If that's the case. You know what I'm saying?
He
like,
did.
Come on. Yeah,
it's getting silly now with this Trump talk. It's really getting silly.
Yeah,
it's getting silly, man.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The only thing that I ain't the biggest Trump fan, but damn it, what's going on here in Chicago? We needed a fucking wall. I'm finally here to say it.
You ain't lying,
I'm finally here to say it. We needed something. We needed something because this shit getting out of hand.
I said that, bro. I said, man, I don't want to sound like Trump, but listen, hey, they bringing rapists over here. They drug. I mean, he ain't. That's not a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people. People be like, oh yeah, people is poor. They don't have no. Well, some of them are criminals. Some of them are criminals.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to come over here like under the fence. Like, you want to be a citizen, go through the same routes as everybody else. You can't come over here and like Brandon gonna have to grow some balls and put a stop to this. Seriously. That sanctuary on the next thing, bro. They need to be on the ballot. We're no longer a sanctuary city. Seriously. That's dead because people are taking advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? And the politics of it all, the Republicans are making a joke out of us.
They are.
Y'all got this elaborate plan for illegal people to be here. And Chicago has had a homeless problem for decades. And nobody ever thought to have any of these empty lots become, tents for temporary housing in the cold. And cold is against Chicago. All the thing y'all do is kick them from downtown. Kick them from downtown. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
So, but now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? It's bogus.
And the last thing I want to say before we sign off, and you little nasty ass Negroes who screwing these migrant women. If you motherfuckers catch something, they should put y'all on public display because y'all some nasty motherfuckers.
And you should wear gonorrhea green lip gloss.
Boom.
Yeah, that's what you should be wearing.
And on that note, this is some of that podcast. I'm Coach Mo. We got Tease. You got any shout outs before we get out of here, man?
Shout out to who I wanted to shout out.
Shit.
I think I want to shout out Tiffany, our girl Tiffany. She passed our bar. Go Tiff to be a lawyer.
Yeah. Shout out to Tiff.
Who else I'm shouting out?
Tiff, I ain't on social media, but I'm gonna text you and tell you congrats.
Yes, she did that. Who else? I did have a list this week. I forgot, but I remember for next week, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all know sister Auntie O. TTO.
TTO. TTO.
Yeah.
So hey, everybody, episode 85, it'll be dropped for y'all
tomorrow.
So y'all will be able to, and then we're gonna drop these clips too. So
we
back on it. Episode 85, the Ocho Cinco episode.
Peace.